Should adolescents aged 14 and above be allowed to access preventative health services and information without the consent of their parents? That's what 44 young parliamentarians debated today. The seats of the National Assembly were filled with students instead of politicians as they discussed the Adolescent Preventative Health Bill.
Imagine being a teenager who feels unwell but cannot see a doctor because a parent or guardian is not around. For many young people, it is not imagination, it is reality. Preventive health care is not just about treating illness, it's about empowerment. It gives our youth the confidence, knowledge, and freedom to take charge of their own health.
A closer look reveals a potentially damaging disregard for the role of the family and significant legal obscurity that will create chaos and not clarity. This bill, in its current form, is a step too far, too fast, and on a too shaky legal foundation.
This bill will allow adolescents to seek preventive health services like mental health support, reproductive education, and screening without needing parental consent. It does not aim to exclude parents, but it is aimed to protect those children, those adolescents whose home environment may not support their needs.
While well-intentioned, I cannot support legislation that undermines family and parental responsibility. In Corozal North, our strength lies in our families. Parents are not barriers to health. They are guides, protectors, and moral anchors.
According to NCFC's executive director, it's the students who chose the topic for the bill, and that the tradition of the Children's Parliament is important to allow them to see themselves at the decision-making table.
It is extremely important because we want our children of the country to understand that their voice matters. And so we at NCFC, we ensure that we follow through in terms as our mandate to have their voices heard, help them carry through with whatever issues that may come their way. And so to support them and ensure that the government at large understand these issues, because remember that the children are our future. And so it's important for them to have these issues heard, resolved for a better future for Belize.
I recognize Honorable Prime Minister.
And today's PM, Kamira Kalis, says this is a stepping stone for her, since she hopes to one day sit in that chair as the leader of the country.
As someone who aspires to be a politician, particularly Prime Minister in the future, I believe that this initiative would have given me a better insight into the political world. And when it comes to the Convention on the Rights of the Child, it states that Right 14 and Right 13 allow youths to voice their opinion and concern. So I believe that it is something that most youths and adolescents should get into so that they can use their voice into advocating into situations as such.
What would you say to other young women who are looking at this, who are aspiring to hopefully one day join politics?
Well, that's one of the main reasons I aspired to be, a politician, because I noticed that we still live in a male-dominated world. Man wants to control the political field, and I believe that us as females, we want to see a change. But how about we step out, get out of our comfort shell, and be the change that the female need? So I would advise any young females to step out of your comfort zone and advocate for female empowerment.
And for the current area reps, they got to sit in the gallery and observe those that may one day take their place.
I recognize Honorable Member for Toledo West.
It's a very well-planned, well-coordinated event. And I want to say that I am very much impressed by the depth of research, intelligence, and preparedness that the young parliamentarians demonstrated this morning here in Parliament, both sides.
What do you think of the student that had your place?
I am very proud of that young student, young Miss Pop, very intelligent young lady. She has a bright future. I had the opportunity to sit with her and speak with her prior to the event, and I can only see that, she is going to go very far. I am very grateful that her parents have been very supportive, and, together we need to support all these young parliamentarians because they are the ones really who are going to take over from us.
I recognize Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
I think the young people have been absolutely outstanding. They're obviously well prepared, well researched. Their delivery is on point. they certainly have set the bar on how we should be conducting ourselves in the National Assembly. And so I'm very proud to be a part of this initiative and to support our young people to amplify their voices.
What's it like seeing so many young women in Parliament?
I keep saying that the future is female, and that is an absolute truth. I think that it's important that if a population that has 51% women, that we need more women in political leadership and more women at the decision-making table.
Immediately following the House meeting was a sitting of the Senate. Courtney Menzies, 7 News.